Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris, and you thought Phase 4 was amazing? You haven't seen none yet. Kevin Feige might go down as the world's biggest tease. The man is blue balling us Marvel fans, basically already letting us know 80% of the movies involved in Marvel Phase 5, but without any dates, any official titles. Kevin Feige, please. I'll suck you. So what I'm going to be doing here for you guys is telling you everything that's already been confirmed for Marvel Phase 5. You'd be surprised to know how many movies we already know for sure are going to be showing up in Phase 5. Kevin Feige said it himself. He has the next 5 years planned out, and at San Diego Comic-Con, he only revealed the first 2 years of that plan.
We debated what we should announce today. Should we announce 4 and 5? We've planned them out. We've got 5 years down the road. And I was like, I think 11 projects in 2 years is plenty.
Confirming that, yeah, that's the full lineup of Phase 4. Nothing more. While that a full Marvel phase is only 2 years long, but if you look at all the projects there, I don't think it's gonna feel like 2 years. So be sure you're dropping a like down below if you're excited for Phase 5. And with everything I'm listed here, what do you think could be added on, and what do you think the taglines of some of these movies could be? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. The first one that is 100% confirmed is, of course, obviously Blade. Now, Kevin Feige has already come out and said that Blade is not part of Phase 4 and was just teasing us of what is to come in Phase 5, revealing the casting of Mahershala Ali as Blade. No really other further details other than that. I'm still hoping that it's Marvel's first R movie, also integrating vampires into the world and what that could mean. The movie I was not asking for, but was so happy when it was announced. From there, also confirmed Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is happening. Even James Gunn himself, when asked about it on Twitter, said yes, it's coming, but right now I'm finishing up Suicide Squad. And who could blame him? The man is very efficient at what he does. He's focusing on making one movie great, then he'll jump to the next project. With this movie, I'm so curious to how it'll play out, especially with Gamora being out there. Technically, it's not the Gamora we know and love. It's an alternate version of Gamora, one that hasn't fallen in love with Peter Quill, one that's not all familiar with her ragtag group of friends in the Guardians. It's also said that one of the members of this team, Rocket, will actually get a love interest for the first time. From the comics, you might know her as Lila. The rumored voice casting for her is said to be Lady Gaga, because we know Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, when they get together, they make some magic. So that is set to come out in Phase 5. Next on the list, Kevin Feige also let us know at San Diego Comic-Con that Black Panther 2 is in development, a box office phenomenon out of all their single standalone movies. Of course, they were going to make a second film. Rumor speculates that they might even try to bring back Killmonger. That's Michael B. Jordan's character. As much as I loved him, would rather him stay in the grave. I feel like it just diminishes his message at the end when he's staring off at the sunset, ready to go off. I'd rather them develop a brand new villain for Black Panther to go up against. Not to mention, we also have to touch upon how now Wakanda giving their technology out in the world is going to affect the outer world, and how T'Challa is going to go about regulating everything and making sure it doesn't end up in the wrong hands. Black Panther 2, super excited. Next up, that has been confirmed, Captain Marvel 2. Probably a lot of people not excited about this one, but I definitely am. I love the Captain Marvel that we got in Avengers Endgame. Would have liked a little more of her in it. Hoping they keep her Danny Zuko hairstyle, because hey, I'm jealous. Only thing I have to imagine is going to be a major time jump taking place probably with what was happening at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. If you don't know, spoilers, but Nick Fury is out in space traveling on a Skrull ship, probably doing a mission with Captain Marvel herself. Then again, there's a large gap in between when we last saw her, so they might try to fill in some story there of where she's been all this time. You can definitely bet though Marvel's gonna try to make you love her a little more though, because some people just ain't liking her. And one everyone was asking about, like, no, you gotta finish that story with the way you ended it. Spider-Man 3 is going to happen. It is still with Marvel. This is the last movie in the contract. The only reason it wasn't mentioned at all at San Diego Comic-Con, or even when Kevin Feige was leaving the stage, is because Sony still holds the rights to this movie, and it's them who will announce the film. Unless Sony has given permission to Marvel to say, okay, go ahead and announce Spider-Man 3, they're not gonna do it just yet, unfortunately. But if we follow the pattern of the past Spider-Man movies, the first one came out in 2017, then we had this one come out in 2019, so it would only be logical that it would follow that 2-year gap where the next film comes out in 2021. There's a good possibility it might be part of Phase 4, or it could be the beginning of Phase 5, because it does ride that line of, is it in the phase or is it out of it? Either way though, my predictions, I'm calling it right now, I'm betting everything, Kraven the Hunter has to be the villain for Spider-Man 3. The way they ended that film, they set up a perfect reason for Kraven the Hunter to go after Spider-Man, knowing his identity, the world hating him for what he did to Mysterio. I think it's the perfect setup for Kraven the Hunter, and if they don't do it, I'm gonna be a little disappointed, man. Give me some symbiotes in there, though, because that would make me a little happy. Next up, confirmed again, Fantastic Four by Kevin Feige at the end of San Diego Comic-Con. He has said, though, unfortunately, there's no story and there's no casting as of yet, but they are trying to make this thing. What a big missed opportunity that Fantastic Four is not going to be started in Phase 4. It could have been what the whole phase was revolved around, but Marvel is not in the business of rushing projects. They're going to take their time with it and develop it and make sure we finally get the perfect Fantastic Four movie. Biggest rumors going around is that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt will be up for the role of Reed Richards and Susan Storm. Fans are heavily chiming for the Thing to be played by Seth Rogen, and as much as I would kind of love that, Seth Rogen's laugh is so significant I do not want to see the Thing go, "It's clobbering time." Kind of take me out of it. We know Peyton Reed, who is the director of the Ant-Man movies, has pitched an idea to Marvel that this film would take place in the 60s and would involve the quantum realm, the negative zone, and I think those are perfect explanations for why maybe they showed up way back, then disappeared either in the negative zone or the quantum realm, and then suddenly reappear to a world full of heroes. But the most exciting part about Fantastic Four finally happening is that Dr. Doom, most incredible villain, I think up there with Thanos, is finally going to be introduced into this MCU. And last thing, of course, in development, unfortunately a little more fuzzy than all the other project, is that Mutants is being worked on. Now you have to remember, Kevin Feige, when announcing this at San Diego Comic-Con, he said no time for mutants, not saying no time for X-Men. There's heavy rumors going around that Marvel will not start off their mutant universe with an X-Men movie, that they will build off on certain characters getting their own standalone films and then build to an X-Men film as sort of like the Avengers. Maybe we'll get like a Deadpool movie, a Wolverine movie. I would love an Iceman film, and then they would accumulate together in an X-Men movie in the same way Avengers did with Captain America, Thor, Hulk movie, Avenger movie. But again, that's just rumor and speculation. It's still confirmed that they are being worked upon and they are set to be planned for Phase 5. That is what is confirmed as of yet. The things I am still waiting on, because you know they're going to confirm other projects, is for sure some Disney Plus shows, because they seem to be going full throttle in those TV shows and including them as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just like we know with WandaVision ties in directly to Doctor Strange 2, there might be a couple of TV shows in here, and you know what? One of them might actually be Ant-Man. This is just all my predictions, but unfortunately Ant-Man does not make all the money in the world when it goes to theaters. And I think unless they switch directors or maybe writers where they give Ant-Man a sort of Thor 3 switch the character vibe, where the character of Thor was completely reinvigorated and changed, then I don't know if Ant-Man will survive one more time in theaters that'll make it worth it for Marvel to put some effort into that. So they might actually turn that into a Disney Plus series. And you know what? Paul Rudd and the Wasp going on a mission, I still watch that on Disney Plus. But other than that, Kevin Feige also says that he will be again introducing more new heroes never seen before, much like the Eternals. And your guess is as good as mine as what they're doing, because if they're pulling people like the Eternals, it could be anybody pulled from the comic books that they'll automatically turn into A-list superheroes for this world. But speaking on A-list heroes, as far as an Avengers movie, Kevin Feige did say that they are working on an Avengers film for the next phase. The interesting comments he made about it is that it would be a very different Avengers movie than we have seen in any of the other ones. The interview asked him if it was possibly Young Avengers, but of course he wasn't going to answer that question. He only did say we would see familiar characters that we already know in the MCU, so I'm assuming those are Avengers like the Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, people we know aren't going anywhere anytime soon. But he also does mention characters we haven't even met yet will be involved in this Avengers movie. And completely wild, I mean, even think about it, they're announcing Blade. Could Blade, a vampire hunter, actually be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of Avengers? We got a guy dressed as a cat, we got a witch, oh, we got this guy who hunts vampires. Let's get him. This cinematic universe is just becoming so wild. It is very much mirroring the comics and how outrageous it is getting. Even something real quick right now that I did a last minute check before ending this video is James Gunn said that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 takes place before Thor 4. So how weird that we're gonna get Thor 4 in Phase 4, but we're not gonna get Guardians of the Galaxy 3 until Phase 5, and that's a prequel to Thor 4. So people are gonna be heavily examining Thor 4 and seeing of any hints of what happens in Guardians Guardians of the Galaxy, because it was originally planned until a bunch of hoo-ha happened with James Gunn that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was part of Phase 4, but now they had to push it back to Phase 5, and who knows if that's going to make a big difference on that film. I'm still super excited to see all these movies, just really has my mind racing. That is Phase 5 for you guys, at least what we know confirmed right now, and some rumor and speculation for you. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3CFilmReview. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.